I'm just gonna say it. Get ready. This will be a long one, and I might lose brain cells, and you might lose brain cells, and everyone else here might lose brain cells. I probably will get hammered instead. Yep, that is usually your fate. Is this the average male fantasy by ShoeOnHead? The context for this video is essentially somebody made a tweet about a cute anime scene where a guy takes care of a girl in a wheelchair. And people were losing their mind over this. So much that they were harassing others and trying to cancel others. We'll go in. Get ready. You will see some. You will see some fem extremist, femcel type shit. Let's go.
Men. What do they want? Money? Status? Fast, expensive cars?
Yes, also? Yes, also. Yes, also. Yes, I agree.
What is the ultimate male fantasy? Is it fame? Fortune? 3 hot chicks at once? Haha, hell yeah, brother.
No, according to men on the internet, it's something a little more simple. This is
Yes. No, it's not the particularly the woman in the wheelchair. Don't get me wrong. But if you fall in love with somebody in a wheelchair, then it is what it is, right? But I feel like it is very accurate. The fact is very accurate, and that is, I think most straight men, which is most men would be completely content with life if they had a house, a well-paying job, and a wife that loves them, and maybe 1 or 2 kids. I feel like most men would be completely happy with that. I feel like. Maybe I'm just projecting. But we're gonna look. Also, this is literally just a fetish. Chat, is it a fetish to treat your girl right? Is it a fetish to be in love?
This is literally just a fetish. I fucking hate men so much.
What did I do to you? I haven't done a thing! I haven't done anything! The homies in chat haven't done anything! What do you mean you hate us? I'm speaking at my mind here. I don't want a disabled girl, but I won't be against the girl who see me as part of her needed life sources. I mean, yeah. If you don't want a disabled girl, that's fine, right? If it happens, though, it happens, right? It happens. I wouldn't... Like, if I found the girl... I have a girl, but if I somehow were not in a relationship and I found a girl and I liked her and she was disabled, I don't give a rat's ass. I'll carry you on my back if needed. I don't care. If you're blind, I'll be your eyes. If you can't hear, I'll be your ears. Also, appreciation, care, and always good to have. Yeah, exactly. Is it a fetish to desire to be loved? Yes. That you are inherently fetishistic. How dare you? Brother, ugh.
Men are why we can't have nice things.
Maybe it's you yourself that is the reason why you can't have nice things? Dude, we're 40 seconds in, and I'm already having a mental breakdown. I'm already having a mental breakdown. Fucking hate people who hate an entire group of people for no reason. They feel, no, their justifiable reason is that they had a bad ex-boyfriend. That is their reason. Or the reason that 0.0 something% of men commit a crime. Or 0.1% of men commit crimes. Okay. Well, I have only one experience of real story. A friend of mine ran away from his new girlfriend. They were together like a month and she was involved in a car accident. She won like millions of damage, and yet he left her. Bro is a retard, first of all. I'm gonna straight up say this. Bro is a retard. Like, if something happened to Frog right now, and she was in a coma, I'd wait for her to wake up 80 years. I would wait for her to wake up as long as I live. I don't get this idea that you leave behind people that are suffering or are in a bad position right now. I don't get it. Maybe I'm just way too loyal for my own good.
As I was working on an upcoming video, I made the terrible mistake of logging onto Twitter, where I saw this post. A montage from the anime Josie, the Tiger, and the Fish, a movie about a college student who is assigned to take care of a paraplegic girl, and spoiler, eventually they fall in love. Many men were posting in the replies of this tweet and talking about how they wish to fall in love and would love a relationship like this, while many others, mostly women, were absolutely f***ing disgusted at this. Why would a bunch of men be fantasizing about being with a woman in a wheelchair?
I'm gonna say this. Romance is dead, and women killed it. Chivalry is dead, and women killed it. Relationships are dead, and women killed them.
Seems pretty creepy and predatory, right? Also just unrealistic and problematic. Well, in this video, we are going to be talking about why so many men resonated to that clip and this movie, and why so many people are so confused as to why. We are also going to be reading some absolutely unhinged tweets, as usual, to get to the bottom of why such a wholesome post turned into, once again,
Wait, I didn't look at this.
Also going to be reading some absolutely unhinged tweets, as usual, to get to the bottom of why.
It's literally just all men just have perverted fantasies. The average male fantasy. This cute scene. And bros were losing, girls were losing their minds over this. Probably if dudes do, you know, the pick me boys. Those as well. If I had a person I loved in a coma, I would wait for them no matter what. The only chance I stop if they wake up and break up with me, or if they die. Yep, that makes sense. Actually, if my girl dies, I won't pick another one. Because under normal circumstances, we would have been together still. So, like I said, I'm just way too loyal for my own good.
Why such a wholesome post turned into, once again, another battlefront for the ongoing, never-ending gender war. Men versus women, women versus men, the male loneliness epidemic, the female loneliness epidemic, the dealing with dating apps. Do men prefer thin women or curvy women? Brunettes or blondes? Do women like...
we can use corn statistics for this. Men prefer women of all types. Fun fact.
Like dad bods or fit men? Do
fit men, because they don't know what a dad bod is. Like, they literally confuse, and that's due to social media. They confuse Chris season Chris Bumstead with a dad bod. And when I saw that clip, I was like, bro, Lord, make it rain brains, cause they need them. Women like that actually need them. Accurate would be different men prefer different women. Yes, that is true. That is true. Though you gotta have at least the reasonable standard. Like, if you're a fat fucking whale, you can't ask for a fit person. I'm gonna straight up say it.
Do they like beards or clean shaven? Oh yeah, that reminds me. Let's quickly get into today's sponsor, Henson Shaving.
I wanted to say I expected Manscaped. I guess not.
You ever just accept that some products are just garbage? Like, for years I thought ripping your tights on the first wear was just a part of being a human woman. We just accepted that. That's just how it is, sweetie. But that shouldn't be how it is. It's a bad design. And that's why I like Henson Shaving. Because if you've ever used a multi-blade razor, you're probably sick of the irritation, the razor burn, the overpriced blades, and you probably think, that's just the way it is. But it doesn't have to be how it is. Thanks to Henson Shaving. Henson Shaving is on a mission to...
I don't have that issue. I found myself a woman that likes my beard. I don't know how. It just happened.
Improve shaving, with no gimmicky subscriptions or moisturizing strips, but with real innovation and a focus on your skin's health. What really sets Henson apart is their engineering, with their Henson AL13 safety razor being manufactured in an aerospace machine shop that built parts for the International Space Station. This precision allows the blade to extend just 1/1000th of an inch beyond the shave plane, less than the thickness of a human hair. The razor prevents any bouncing or skipping, resulting in an irritation-free shave every time. And here's the best part, once you invest in a Henson razor, it's a lifetime purchase. The only thing you'll need to replace are the blades, which literally cost only 10 cents each. So once you own the razor, you'll be spending like $3 to $5.
Bro. Where's the catch? Where is the catch? That's a problem. It is what it is.
On blades, compared to the ongoing cost of buying expensive plastic cartridges. Henson's store offers a variety of colors and even a titanium version, so you can pick the razor that best fits your style. So if you're tired of razor burn and overpaying for blades, now is the perfect time to make the switch. Just head over to hensonshaving.com/shoe and add both a Henson razor and the 100 blades to your car, and then enter code SHOE at checkout to get the 100 blades for free with your purchase. Your skin, your wallet, and your environment will thank you. Big thanks to Henson Razor for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad. You didn't skip the ad.
I did not! I did not! I was, shit on for skipping the ad, so I'm not skipping the ad. I know. It's okay. It's okay. Don't act like this.
Right. Now, let's get back to the video. Now, I am not an anime connoisseur. In fact, I basically know nothing about anime. I am probably the most tourist of all the tourists. Yeah, hi. I have a question. Was the upskirt shot necessary in order to advance the plot? I watched Pokemon and Sailor Moon.
Yes. Yes, it was. Yes, it was needed. Yeah, but there's a different type of tourist. There's a tourist, looking around and actually engaging with the stuff, and there's a tourist engaging with it and hating it. There's different types of tourists.
When I was a kid, and a few years ago I watched Beastars on Netflix.
Oh no. The furry anime.
Goshi, best boy. Not a furry, by the way. And honestly, that's about it for my anime consumption. Unless you're counting VTubers. If you're counting VTubers, I watch a lot of anime.
Yes, we got Shoe on our side. See how that works? That's based.
But because of this clip going viral, I watched Josie the Tiger and the Fish, and well, I thought it was a good movie. I recommend watching it. I thought it was a really cute, good story. I only cried a little bit. And I completely understood what the tweet meant by calling it the average male fantasy. So, what was wrong with it? Why did this clip go so viral in such a negative way? Why were thousands of people angry?
Lonely, sad, miserable women. Lonely, this tweet went out of hand because of lonely, sad, miserable women. A loud minority of lonely, sad, miserable, and bitter women. That's the truth.
Angry at this post. Well, let us dilly-dally no longer and read some of these angry replies to get a better understanding of what the issue is, shall we? Wholesome male fantasy, and it's fetishizing a disabled girl for him to control.
You gotta understand, how do you even come to this conclusion? Why do you even look at that through this lens? When I look at this clip, I don't see a guy controlling a disabled woman. I see a guy taking care and loving and being in love with a girl that happens to be disabled. Wow. Also, isn't this a positive message? That you can love somebody even though they may have, bodily issues, mental issues. Like, isn't this a good message? Overall. Oh
no. They think, oh god, Why? Always vulnerable, always happy, always needs you. Pretty perverted.
Perverted? They are changing the words as we speak. They are changing the words as we speak. I thought perverted was sexual. It's no more. It's taking care of somebody. Yes. Perverted is when somebody's vulnerable, happy, and needs you. Oh no. That's crazy. Is he having a meltdown again? Yes! Yes, Joe, I am! These people are retarded! I hate to use the men naturally do this, but men naturally want to protect people who may be weaker than them. Yes. 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 Because it's in our DNA. Hello. It came free with your impregnation of your mother.
Where are these fan fictions coming from? There were like hundreds of tweets just like this. Why did they see a cute montage of a happy couple, a man and a woman happy, together? I know, unheard of. Why did—
Because they can't imagine, because they realize that they can't have this. So they have to spread their misery to others. That's what I believe. They're bitter. They're lonely. Deep down, they probably wish they could have this.
Why did they see that and then immediately come to these conclusions? Like, as someone who actually watched the movie, Josie is not always happy. And she's absolutely not portrayed as some, like, vulnerable, ooh-woo, sex doll waifu. She's boisterous, she kind of has a foul mouth, she's very sassy and headstrong, she like straight up calls him her servant, but she was also very depressed. She basically never left her house, she was basically a girl failure. As a former girl failure—
I hate that word! I hate that word, because people romanticize it. It's not okay for you to be a boy or girl failure. Touch grass, get outside, talk to people.
I love to see representation in media, but they actually show her disability, like, not in a good way. Like, they don't romanticize it, they don't sugarcoat it. And I noticed, unlike a lot of movies, unlike a lot of romance movies, at least like the Hallmark kind, where it's like the stuffy male lead learning to live life from the quirky, cute female lead, he's already got his shit together. And she learns to live life from him. He encourages her to live her dreams, and in return, he learns to live life in a completely different way. And I thought that was really cool and sweet. Also, the animation was really good. Is anime good? Have I been—
Yes, yes, you have been missing out, Shue. You have been missing out quite a bit. Yes, anime is good. I recommend Freerun. Probably the best anime ever made. It's at least up there. At least top 3. It is that good.
sleeping on anime this entire time? His fantasy is that she becomes permanently disabled and helplessly dependent on him, but can still make him a sandwich. Sounds about right.
That she becomes disabled? Helplessly dependent on him? This is because the people that comment, right? The people that post these posts, the people that, honestly, I'm gonna be honest here, the censorship is not even needed. It's a public post. Everybody can talk about it and see it. I don't care. Why do these people view this through that lens? I don't get it. I don't understand. I just don't understand.
Oh my god, after watching the movie, these tweets are even more insane. But even putting the movie aside, just seeing that like cute montage out of context, where the fuck are they getting this? These are very clearly just two happy people. But because the caption was the average male fantasy,
I'm gonna say this. Not every man you meet, not every man you see in fiction, not every man IRL is your ex-boyfriend.
their mind immediately goes to the darkest, worst faith interpretation of this. The problem is these people can't see any humanity in men. They can't see any humanity in humanity in general. Average male fantasy equals girlfriend with no agency who's completely physically dependent on you and forced into blanket subservience and compliance. Sounds about right. You males are weird for fetishizing physically disabled.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Where are these people? Where are these people getting this from? Like I said, these are mostly women. Where are these women getting this from? They really look at this and like have the worst interpretation of it. What's like the word, like they're gonna set up a word record of worst interpretation of something. Bro, this is meant to be cute.
Women. Average male fantasy is having a physically disabled girl that they can abuse however they want.
Abuse? Abuse? This wasn't even in the montage! What do you mean? This is retardation on a level that I cannot comprehend. This is man-made, this is schizo behavior. They see things that aren't there. They hear voices that aren't there. I don't think they met any person in a wheelchair. I'll just say disabled, like from my experience, disabled people are one of the most capable people I met. Because they have to learn to live with this, regardless if they want or not. They have to find a way to live independent of others, just like they had before. There is no other choice. In addition to that, we help disabled people to get around. Like, there's people that will come and take care of you. There's people who you can call who will bring stuff to you. There's people who, like... We literally have cars for people that can't properly use a car anymore. The most mature ones and the most severely skilled ones. Yeah, like, I don't get where they get this idea that once somebody's disabled, they're, like, completely, like, helpless. I think this is actually worse than the idea they tried to promote here. That it's somehow, weird. You know what's weird? Assuming that just because somebody is disabled, they can't live their life normally. That is weird. It literally victimizing people who are disabled.
Got it. Not to be that guy, I'm gonna be that guy. The infantilization of the physically disabled here is a little, dare I say, ableist? The implication here that people in wheelchairs cannot find love, and if they do, the person who loves them literally just loves them because they can't run away. Weird. Average—
No! Why did you do that? Oh, I almost threw up in my mouth. Why did you pull the Lord Farquaad one? Ugh. Here's this. We have infantilized young adults. We have infantilized disabled people. We have infantilized women as well. That's where we currently are at. Funny, that does not happen to men.
Men can't even be nice to their healthy and normal girlfriend. What makes you think they'll be able to handle a disabled person as their lover?
Average men can't even be nice to the healthy, normal girlfriend. Motherfucker. 99.9% of men are not your ex-boyfriend. This is projection on a level that I cannot comprehend. This is projection. It has to be. It's got to be projection.
Nice to their healthy and normal girlfriend. What makes you think they'll be able to handle a disabled person as their lover? Whoa. Normal? What do you mean by normal? These people are just so ableist, chat. Can you believe it? Chat?
Chat? True. I mean, this entire thing has been very ableist, but remember, it comes from the good guys, so it's all okay.
Chat? I don't even live stream. Who's chat? I'm disabled.
Us! We are chat!
Blind. So I showed this to my boyfriend. He says, I love you because you're you, and you make my days happier. So what if I have to drive you places or help you with cooking and cleaning? I would have done that anyway. Disability has nothing to do with it. I love you. Ma'am, I don't know how to tell you this, but, your boyfriend is a rapist.
Your boyfriend is a rapist, and he abuses you, and he only uses you, and, he just likes you because you're dependent on him. This sounds horrible.
Sorry you had to find out this way. You show this as fantasy because it's not true for the majority of men who participate in abuse of disabled people.
Huh? You show this as fantasy because it's not true for the majority of men who participate in abuse of disabled people? Chad, I have a bunch of men here, okay? I have a bunch of men here. Type... Have you ever abused a disabled person? I haven't, have you? I'd like to hear. That is crazy. That is... Bro, they just stereotyped us as people who abuse disabled people. The majority of men participate in abuse of disabled people. That is wild. Oh my god. I am losing brain cells by the second. What the fuck is this? What the heck? Yes, we abuse you, Poken. No! I mean, wait. I'm just able to abuse myself. Well, I abuse you too. I guess we're all that way. That's crazy.
See, because it's not true for the majority of men who participate in abuse of disabled people. No, the fantasy is the woman appreciates his efforts to make her happy. Stop lying and abusing women and the disabled. Your meds, schizo.
Your meds, schizo. what I'm defending. Your med schizo for real. These are all schizo. All of them.
You don't even know that f***ing guy. What do you mean stop abusing women and the disabled? Bitch, who are you? Also, the majority of men participate in abuse of disabled people. Are you okay? The majority of men are not abusers. That is a very, very small minority of men.
It's like 0.1%, probably even lower.
The majority of men are men that just wake up, take a shit, get out of bed, take a shower, go to work, come home, and wait for GTA 6 to come out. That is the majority of men. Men commit 95% of all rape, but okay. Barging into the romance section of Barnes & Noble like...
Okay. Okay. That has nothing to do with the topic. Like, okay. These people will scream at a sperm cell that may become a man and say, "Stop abusing people!" And what happened to consequences? Man abuse, man risked it by going to jail. Correct?
Like, attention everyone! Rape! Where is that coming from? So close, this is fetish content. Ah yes, the dirtiest, most taboo of all fetishes. A happy relationship.
All the fetishes. Animals. Poop. Grape fantasies. Incest. The most perverted one. Taking care of a woman. I rest my case. This is the worst one, easily. This should be a crime. Everyone who takes care of a woman should go to jail. No, I'll push it further. Everyone who is in a relationship and takes care of their partner, go to jail.
Honestly, in 2025, that might be true. Oh, you want a wife and kids?
That's how these motherfuckers see it. There's NTR, there's Grow. And then there's the worst fetish of them all. Vanilla true love. Go to jail, creep. This is just... Oh god, this is so retarded, dude. This video is gonna be like 2 hours if we're 9 minutes in and I'm losing my fucking mind over these absolute fucking mongoloids.
You sick fuck. But this is literally just a perverted fantasy, LMAO. You think it's a perverted fantasy because... How do I put this nicely? You are a pervert. Literally seeing a cute montage of a male and female character having fun together, being in love together, and being like, rape! He's a rapist! This is a fetish! Are these people okay? Stop watching porn. Wait, this is a woman. Okay, stop reading Taken by...
Stop reading smut! Taken by the billionaire werewolf. No! We must move on before Samak sees this.
The werewolf billionaire. Or whatever the fuck you read. I swear to god some of the shit women read would make the most depraved internet gooner blush. Or so I've been told. This is literally just a fetish. Okay, listen, I'm not gonna pretend there's nobody out there who's like, she can't run away, she has no legs.
No! No, Shue, no! No! Why did you do this? Why did you do this? Is it a fetish to desire something to protect? Yes.
I'm not gonna sit here and pretend there's nobody out there who has a crippled, disabled fetish, okay?
Yes, it does exist because disabled OF does exist.
I've been on the internet for 20 years. I've been on DeviantArt. I've seen shit you wouldn't believe. But the majority of people, probably most, if not all the people responding to this, do not have a cripple fetish, okay? In fact, her being in a wheelchair basically has nothing to do with it. Much like how females coom over, like, vampires or, like I said before, the billionaire werewolf fantasy.
Or Starscream. Or ogres. Or trolls. Or the fucking Enderman.
This is just the average male fantasy distilled down to its most extreme. So what is the average male fantasy? The average male fantasy is the fantasy of both men and women alike. It is simply to love and to be loved. But more specifically, the male fantasy is to be a protector and a provider for those that they love. Put a pin in this because we are going to come back to this in a big way, trust.
Oh god. What are we going to see? But yeah. I feel like the average man does want to protect and to provide. And I feel like since that, I'm gonna be honest here, since that has disappeared, since, yeah, you know, women work now, and they can fend for themselves, a lot of men feel lost because they cannot do that anymore. And, there's nothing to replace that. But I think the average man wants to protect and to provide.
Trust me, the average male fantasy is being a globally known terrorist.
What? Huh?
Love and to be loved. But more specifically, the male fantasy is to be a protector and a provider for those that they love. Put a pin in this because we are going to come back to this in a big way, trust me. The average male fantasy is being a
The average male fantasy is being a globally known terrorist? Wait. Is the average male Hassan? What? What the heck? Where did cat come from? What? Oh my god. No. Chat, we all want to be terrorists. It is over. They know our secret. Homies, delete the Discord. Delete the group chat. This is, Hassan is the average. In this case, it is. Did this person get lost? Did this person get lost on the wrong tweets, bro?
Globally known terrorist. The average male fantasy is that a woman who isn't fat. The average male fantasy is actually job security.
The average male fantasy is that a woman who isn't fat. Wow! People prefer people that are healthy! Who would have guessed? Bitch, this came! That came free with your genetics, that you prefer people that are healthy. Congratulations. You just found out how reproduction works.
Isn't fat. The average male fantasy is actually job security.
I mean, this isn't quite wrong. Who doesn't like a stable job? I just don't think this is just for men.
You know what? These guys may have a point here. Pedophile alert. Men want to.
Oh no. Now this is a question. Are these women or are these hoodweebs?
Disabled child wives? Average male fantasy is a disabled child? More proof that men are pedos. That's a little girl. This is weird.
This is an adult woman. I think actually she's older than he is. If anything, he's the little boy. It's weird.
So, first of all, she's literally older than the guy.
There!
The guy is 22 and she is 24. In anime years, he is practically hag maxing. And yes, she may be physically disabled, but aren't all men mentally disabled in their own special way? At least the ones in my audience.
I hate you. Shoo, I hate you. I fucking hate you. I am not mentally disabled! How dare you? I'm just a little weird.
They will freely admit this. Maybe she, the older woman, is taking advantage of this sensitive young man. Have you ever thought of that? She looks like an 11-year-old child. Where are her breasts?
Okay. I know, this is just a small group of people, right? Like big tits, you're perv. Like small tits, you're perv. You cannot win. You cannot win. You cannot win. You cannot win with these people.
First of all, really weird way to say that. She looks like a child. Show me her titties. Also
Oh, another one I can bring up. Another one I have. The infantilization for women that are petite. That also happened. That is also a thing. Ask Frog. She literally can confirm people treat her like a kid because she's short. What the fuck?
Also, I love how, like, when anime women have huge boobs, it's disgusting, Coomer porn brain or whatever. But if the anime woman has small boobs, she is a child and you're a chimo. Can't fucking win. Also, if she had big boobs, they'd absolutely be like, wow, look at this sexualization of the disabled. Also, you know, like, adult women can be flat-chested, right? Like, that actually exists in real life. Like, adult human women can have small boobs. We love all titties here on the ShoeOnHead channel. All titties is good titties.
I agree. Why are you looking at this person who looks like a child? Its breasts. Projection. Possibly. Who knows?
End of story. Women fantasy. A boyfriend with depth and the loving, soft, deeply caring side of them. Men's fantasy. 12-year-old anime girl who looks and speaks like a toddler.
Women fantasy. A boyfriend with depth, a loving, soft, deeply caring side of them. The books that you read. The books that you are into. Ladies. Some of you ladies. Not all of you ladies, but some of you ladies. Would beg to differ. Your average boyfriend isn't Jeff Bezos with werewolf DNA.
Also notice how she's literally the shape and size of a child. Yuck. Have you people ever seen a child? No. You're all childless.
Accurate. And I hope they stay childless. This just will weed out the gene pool for the weirdos. I hope they stay childless. To be fair, most of those people probably their womb has already dried up. Get over whore. Your womb has dried up. Fictional women's wombs are eternal.
Silly me. She's not even that short. She's just sitting. See, like when they're laying side by side, she's like a full-grown adult woman. Why do these people look at this and immediately think of child rape? Go to therapy. And listen, I know with anime it can get a little weird, right? Like, excuse me, Poo Poo Pee Pee Chan is 2,000 years old and this is Poo Poo Pee Pee Chan. But this does not even look like a child. This looks like a cute woman. This is like a random rant, but I feel like there are no more cute women nowadays. You know what I mean? You have all like the Insta baddies, the
I agree. The Insta baddies, the OF whores on the Twitch thoughts, the men, the male women, women with an unnatural build, at least in fiction.
thoughts, the e-girls, the muscle mommies, the boss babes, the boy babes. But I feel like every woman is just
the boy babes.
hot now. Which, by the way, I don't think is healthy for the male psyche whatsoever. You shouldn't wake up and be able to scroll through pictures of, like, the hottest woman you've ever seen in your life, like, 20 times before you've had, like, your morning cup of coffee. You shouldn't log in and immediately be one-shotted by 1010.
But that's the default for social media. The default for social media, I'm not saying once your algorithm is cleared, but the default when you start a new account on any platform is half-naked women. That is the default. That's the default for TikTok when I originally opened the account. It's the default for Instagram Reels as far as I'm aware. It's the default for even Twitter. It is the default. I don't know for Facebook. I don't use Facebook. I have no idea. But yeah, the default is half naked women until your algorithm is normal.
All day, as if that wouldn't make you go insane, as if that wouldn't make you crash out. Like back in the day, you'd probably see like one fine dame on your bus ride to work, and you'd think about her for 40 years until the day you die. That's how it used to be. That's how it should be. Now every woman is like a crazy, hot, unobtainable Instagram goddess with the fattest of ass. Zoomers don't know how good we had it. You'd go to Blockbuster, and the 21-year-old cashier behind the counter would be the most adorable woman you've ever seen. No Botox.
Because we are being bombarded from all sides by this. It's unnatural. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. There is a lot less unique people than there was originally, I feel like. Pre-internet. Pre-social media. When I go into a city, I see literal clones. Same makeup style, same hairstyle, same behavioral patterns, literal clones. Maybe the looks aren't exactly the same, but I see literal clones. And for the men, same thing. Same clothing style. Everything's the same. What happened? What happened?
No lip filler, just a pure soul, full of joy and whimsy. And now women are full of hate and SSRIs. But they're hot! They're hotter than they've ever been! They're hotter and more depressed than they've ever been in history.
Does that mean the hotter you are, the more depressed you get? Yeah, I'm starting. I need women. Y'all need to be ugly, so you can be happy. Nah, no one plays risky in fashion. Yeah, but if everyone looks the same, then nobody looks like good. You all look good. I don't care. That's why I don't particularly care. We were clones, even at caveman age. Yeah, sure. But I feel like clothing styles were much more diverse because we had a much more diverse fashion culture.
Sad. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, anime. I didn't take my Vyvanse today, could you tell? Men's fantasy. A big titty woman with the face of a 16-year-old that is useful for cooking, cleaning, and sex.
Take your fucking meds! Actually take all of them! No, wait, you might overdose. Take your fucking meds! What the fuck do you mean? There is no big titty woman in there! There's not even a 16-year-old in there! There is no cooking, no cleaning, not even sex! What do you mean? These people are schizo! Women's fantasy gets treated like a queen, and a man who keeps tracks of our period so he can take care of us. Yeah, this woman definitely plays love in deep space, 100%.
Women's fantasy gets treated like a queen and a man who keeps tracks of our periods so he can take care of us. I think I speak for a lot of women here when I say our fantasies do not, in fact, include men tracking our periods. Personally, if my husband was like, honey, just a reminder you're in your luteal phase, I'm taking the kids. Men like to pretend they
Real. If I was a woman, and my husband would just come up to me, or a guy would just that I date would just come up to me, hey, I tracked your periods. You're now in your period. What the fuck? I'd be running.
Want this, and then they beat their wife when dinner isn't ready or their son when he's misbehaving.
This is not the 50s, homie. It's big 2025. This is not the big 50s. We do not live in the time where a husband comes home and beats the shit out of his wife when there's no food. Also, this is a stereotype. I highly doubt that most people in the 1900s, most men beat their wives. I highly doubt that. 'Cause yes, happy couples existed even back then.
First of all, I'm sorry that happened to you. But there are in fact good men out there. I've seen them. Some may be in this very audience. Sorry, I couldn't keep a straight face. This is the ShoeOnHead audience. You're all gremlins. Male fantasy
Yeah. 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 I can't deny.
equals a woman that can't run away from him. A woman that's dependent on him. Interesting. When men are involved, it's basic survival instinct to assume the worst. Men are guilty until they prove themselves innocent.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh yeah, so the default should be all women are gold diggers until they prove otherwise. Should that be the default now, next? Infanticide is mostly caused by women. Does that mean all women are child deleters until proven otherwise? Should mothers not be around their children? Found the girl who want you to keep up with her period. Nah, bro, that's weird as hell. Guilty of a crime you didn't commit. Yeah, it's the average. Sorry, but court disagrees with you. It's innocent until proven otherwise.
You know what? I take my opinions back on free speech. I changed my mind. No more free speech. No more free speech until you bitches learn to behave. A woman's fantasy is a man who won't rape her, and a man's fantasy is raping a woman.
Where are these coming from? Where are these coming from? There's nothing in that clip that suggests this. Bro.
I'm sorry, where is the rape, ma'am? Maybe that's how you see it, because you're brainwashed to hate men. So true. I hate how— But in reality, women are the real demons here. Oh, god damn it. We just want a happy relationship. Is it so—
I mean, in this reply section, in the quote tweets? Oh, definitely, women are the demons here. Definitely. And probably some, self-hating men, too. The pick-me men.
so much to ask for? Yes. Yes, it is. Oh look, more misogynistic gooner fantasy slop written by misogynistic gooner men. This is why 70% of anime is garbage.
What? Okay. Treating a girl well, being a good man, treating a girl well, is misogynistic? In the reverse, does that mean if I treat you like shit, which for some odd reason women are psyoped to believe that man needs to treat you like shit, that is not misogynistic in this case? Or are both misogynistic? Is being a man just misogynistic? Homies, cut your balls off. We're sailing. We're taking hormones.
So, here's the thing. That, misogynistic gooner fantasy slop written by misogynistic gooner men was actually written by Saiko Tanabe. A woman. A woman wrote this story. And I feel like a very important detail everyone is sleeping on when they covered this was the fact that this is very much the female fantasy as well. A man loving you for who you are despite your flaws, literally sweeping you off your feet and carrying you around on adventures, helping you live out your dreams, face your fears, and supporting you through the good and bad times. You're going to sit here and tell me that's not the female fantasy too? Is this not the basic female fantasy? Is this not the knight in shining armor coming to rescue you and falling in love with you? Why on earth are so many—
This is because social media, more so than men, has fried women's brains. Absolutely fried women's brains. Also for men, but for women it's just much worse, I feel like. Because how can you come to, like I said, how can you come to that conclusion that treating somebody well, treating a girl well is misogyny? Like, I just don't get it. I just don't understand. Maybe I'm just out of the loop. Maybe I'm just too normal. Maybe we're just too normal to understand this. I would like to interview some of these posts and just ask what made you type this out in that moment, just to get like a glimpse of what's going on in that brain.
many women so mad at this? Are men now the hopeless romantics? Are men now the ones yearning for—
We always were. We are more romantic. I'm gonna say we are more romantic. Men are usually more romantic. At least nowadays they are. At least nowadays. Like I said, I'm a firm believer of that women killed romance by ridiculing and making fun of men that are romantic. But it is what it is.
a fairy tale romance? Is this why all the Disney remakes are like, she's not gonna be saved by the prince, she's a strong, independent woman? Meanwhile,
Or you leave behind your sister to become a boss babe.
men still want to be the prince, men still want to be the knight in shining armor. Men are like, I will save you from your monotonous 9-to-5 job. I will give you a house and babies. And women are like, no, I must be an actuarial consultant. Be gone, vile misogynist. Is that what is occurring here? Also, that aside, there literally is a gender-swapped version of this story called Perfect World.
I'm gonna look at that. I'm gonna grab my frog and we're gonna we'll look at both of these. I think one might be a manga, the other one is definitely a movie. Yep, I'm gonna do that. But on current 2025, romance is dying anyway. Men are still way more romantic.
It is a manga. Manga? Mango?
Manga!
I don't know. Do not come for me, weebs. Men will statistically leave their wives and
Pause.
partners the moment they find out they're disabled or have a life-threatening condition. You're right, it is a fantasy. Actually, that study was debunked by the authors themselves, who admitted they did the math wrong. It's actually not much higher, but then again, even if it was—
Yeah, I saw that tweet. I saw that tweet, and it was community noted immediately. It was community noted immediately.
And it happens. I've seen it happen to people. It's terrible. Marriage should be through sickness and through health. But that's not really the point here. And the fact that so many people are focusing on the wheelchair part of this just proves that they just don't get it. The ones of pure mind and pure soul get it. But these fucking semen demons out here, they don't get it. But not all.
Semen demons. Semen demons.
All semen demons. The amount of people in comments who just don't get that men want a cute, loving girlfriend is beyond me.
Scoo-chan! Yay, let's go! She's in here. I predicted that I said earlier. The what demons? The semen demons. She got cancelled for, doing that. For, supporting men. It is what it is, chat! We can also put, Kitsunera in this, Rosie Bell in this. We have plenty of people we can put into this category of VTubers that were cancelled over, supporting men.
They call them creeps for wanting actual love and not a girl boss who only wants your money. Ah, thank you, a sane person. Hopefully the replies aren't full of people calling her a pick-me. Pick-me.
I'm very sorry, Shue. I hate to disappoint you, but that's not the case.
Alert, least obvious pick-me. Me, pick me please. Hope he picks you, sis. Pick me, pick me, pick me. An incel could have written this. Fuck.
Men are insults. Women are insults. Everyone else is an insult. Disagreeing with me and you're an insult. At this point, it's not even gender specific anymore. If you disagree with Twitter freaks, you are an insult, regardless of your gender. You couldn't even have a gender. It just happens. She drove right into the vtuber space.
Why are so many VTubers either pick-me's or racists? You mean why do so—
I'm not a pick-me. So at least that. I may fall into the other category, according to some people.
so many female VTubers disagree with you? Why so many aren't towing the mainstream liberal feminist NPC line? Because they can. See, the most powerful weapon women have against other women is social ostracization. You don't want to be seen as a pick-me or a racist, so you keep your mouth shut in order to—
You're a pick-me racist. Accurate. um. Are incel fucking identify as a vegetable? You're still an incel. You aren't pick me, misogynist. Yay!
Survive in female social circles. But in the cases of VTubers, virtual YouTubers, they're basically anonymous. They can say anything they want. They're basically wearing a mask. They're free from the chains of the eternal HR Longhouse. But apparently even being anonymous online does not save them, because they still get doxxed for simply
Kisu! We got her in here as well. We got everyone. The gang is here. Kisu was doxxed for saying that she supports men. She was cancelled once, and then she was doxxed. With her adders out there now. Do with that what you will. Over supporting men. You have to consider this. And yes, the most successful weapon that women have against other women is making other women look worse. They literally made a study. This is not even funny. They made a study on, like, hairdressers. And apparently, female hairdressers make girls that are prettier than them look worse. On either on purpose or not conscious, at least. That's funny.
not hating men. Lovely. Maybe I should save this rant for a different video someday. Moving on. Men are why we can't have nice things, by the way. First of all, men make all the things. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
This shit looks more like dick me than pick me, I'm sorry. Who wrote this? Just by saying I support men, or there was context around it. Just saying that men deserve love. I think the literal tweet was men deserve love. Or men deserve to be treated well. Something like that. It was just that one tweet, and that one tweet spiraled out into her being supposedly cancelled. And then she made another tweet, and that got her doxxed.
Also, I just realized it was a man saying that. It was a whole ass man saying men are why we can't have nice things.
Friendly fire? For real?
I don't deserve this trophy. This is for you, sir. This is for you. I'm not worthy. Listen, I make women jokes. I'm very critical of feminism and propaganda aimed at women. But you will never catch me in a million years saying some shit like women are why we can't have nice things. I have a mom. I have female family members. I have female friends. Maybe one day I'll have a daughter. Women make the world a beautiful place, and like men, can be flawed and deserve criticism, like anyone else. But there's something genuinely so cucked about people who put down their own gender or race. Oh god, race.
Oh yeah, you're essentially putting yourself in the cuck chair. If you hate your own gender, yeah, just take the seat.
Self-hating white people. Don't get me started on self-hating white people. White people are so evil. I hate being white. White people can't dance. White people food is so gross. You're not getting into Wakanda, bro. You're not getting invited to the cookout. Enough. But yeah, women were not the only ones who had a problem with this. There were a lot of men who didn't quite relate to this being the average male fantasy. It's fine to love the disabled. I didn't need to remind you that. But to glorify it? This anime is certainly Marxist propaganda.
What? Here we got the reverse. Everything is communist! Bro. Bro, that bro fell off the edge and just plunged into eternal darkness.
The movie is about him taking a job as her caretaker, and when he learns of her dreams, he makes it his mission to help her dreams come true. So it is Marxist propaganda to help a disabled person pursue their dreams? Yeah, it's woven in. Empathy is the target of propaganda.
What? Meanwhile, morons on Twitter, the woke right doesn't exist. Meanwhile, show this tweet. Yeah, though, there's clearly the woke right. Like, I wanna, there's definitely people. How the fuck did you relate this to the political, Gee, everything I don't like is communism. That's the same shit, yeah. Everything I don't like is everyone who I don't like is a Nazi. Everyone I don't like is a communist. How about you take your meds?
Marxism is when girl in wheelchair. I love this. Empathy is the target of propaganda. Every piece of media that makes you feel empathy is communism. Political brain rot. If you're at the point where you see this and you're thinking of communism, you need to log off.
If there's if there's ever a point, right? And you see something like this, right? And you see Stalin, consider yourself mentally ill. You need to be locked away.
Communism? You need to log off. You are unwell. I'm sorry, but when I reproduce, I don't want a high probability of my offspring being mentally or physically retarded. We need a better class of incels whose bar is higher than the retarded.
What the fuck? No! What the fuck? Oh my god. Bro! Clearly wanting a girlfriend is communist since you don't want share. Yeah. Wait, what? Isn't communism sharing? Bro. 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 Now that's an insult, if I've seen one. Bro is getting... There's a reason homie does not... Like, if somebody is physically disabled, for example through a car accident, that won't translate genetically. Hope this helps.
She's not retarded, she has a spinal injury that's not genetic. Also, what is this LARP? I love how everyone is just kind of having like a normal conversation about this clip, and this guy just comes out of nowhere like, I would never put my pure white seed in such a vile creature. Like, you absolutely know this guy has a
Yeah, and then he has a black girlfriend. We know this. I've seen this. I've seen this. And the girlfriend has some race play type of shit being called the N-word in bed. I've seen this.
non-white girlfriend. They all do. All these like I hate white people women always have white boyfriends. All these I hate non-white people boys always have non-white girlfriends. I don't know what it is, but I've seen it too many times. I guarantee you when this man logs off of his Black Sun Roman statue Twitter account, he's clapping Latina booty cheeks. My fantasy is not being a simp, but okay. Fellas, is it simping to love a woman? Nah, this
Chat, it's simping. There's both sides. The one side is fried by the alpha male retards, and the other side is fried by the independent social media boss babes. Both of these sides are absolutely fried. Deep fried. Not even just deep fried, fucking cooked.
This is not the male fantasy. That man is a beta male. If she wasn't in a wheelchair, she would leave him for Chad.
There's a reason why this dude has no girlfriend and is all by himself, listening to Andrew Tate and jerking off to gay sissy corn.
Fellas, is it beta to love a woman? This is not my fantasy. This is some gay shit, to be honest.
What? We come full circle, chat. We come full circle. Loving a woman is gay. It's just full circle. It is the how do you put that? It's the loving women is gay. Half of her genetics is from her dad, which is a man.
Fellas, is it gay to love a woman? What no pussy does to a motherfucker. Brother, I've seen what pussy does to a motherfucker, and it's far worse.
I agree. Idubs. I agree. Idubs. Idubs is the perfect example. I have a video for that later as well. You will not believe it. You will not believe it. It is horribly.
The average male fantasy is taking care of their crippled wife. I don't think I've ever had that fantasy before. I thought it was gonna be about going on some quest to kill the dragon to win the princess or something. It is. That is the average male fantasy. But there are no dragons to slay.
There's no dragon. But it's still, there's still, the dragon is still there. It's just a metaphor for something else.
There are no princesses to save. But there is that little old lady in the grocery store who can't quite reach that top shelf. There's that heavy box the pretty girl you work with can't quite lift herself. There's that jar of tomato sauce your wife can't quite open. There's that Lego set
That is hyper-specific.
that your little son can't quite put together himself. Or there is this paraplegic girl who wants to see the ocean. This is the Princess and the Dragon story. And despite what many are told, men do have a lot of love to give. And they want some kind of excuse or mechanism to show that love. In a world where men expressing themselves is either seen as toxic or gay. And one way of expressing that love is solving problems. Men fucking love solving problems. I don't know what it is. They also love reading Wikipedia articles. The amount of time—
I mean, yep. Yep. Solving problems. Solving problems is a big one for me. But sometimes, a girl doesn't want problems to be solved. Just wants to be listened to. That's also something that sometimes is to be needed. Not always.
times I walked over and my husband is reading a random fucking Wikipedia article about like the world's tallest buildings or like a random battle in World War II.
I would say for me it's not a Wikipedia article. For me it's more so a, what's the word? For me it's more so, watching an, like, 2-hour long video essay.
I didn't know if this was autism or what, but apparently it's a man thing. Anyway, yes, men love solving problems. And in a world that makes them feel useless, makes them feel like they have no purpose, men desperately feel like they need to prove their worth. They are desperately looking for a purpose.
Yep. We had the provider and protector role. That role got discarded. And with nothing replaced. Same with, like, why everyone is now into politics. The reason why everyone is now into politics, because that got replaced with religion, and I feel it's like it's much worse brain rot. But that's just me.
Purpose in life. So it is not at all shocking to me that the modern young man is seeing a clip like this and longing for this. A lot of modern men don't have a chance to prove themselves, to make something of their lives. They don't have a chance to provide anything for anyone because they don't have anything to provide, and they don't have anyone. They are doing everything their grandfathers did, but seeing none of the results. They're lost.
Yeah. 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 I agree. Solving problems surely exists in us. Very much. Very much. Yeah.
What can they provide? And as I said earlier, her being in a wheelchair is the protector and provider instinct taken to a extreme. And yes, it is a fantasy, considering if you ask anyone who's actually in a wheelchair, they know it's not all butterflies and rainbows, and they know that it's hard on relationships. It can be difficult on their partner. But just like in the movie, it's not shown as butterflies and rainbows. Josie feels like a burden. But towards the end of the movie, the guy takes on that burden. Not because he gets something in return, but because it's his duty. Because it makes her happy, which makes him happy in return. Loyalty, duty, virtue, acts of service, big or small. Men live for that shit. And yes, these are stereotypes. Not everyone fits into these boxes, blah 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 blah. But for the most part, it's true.
Yeah. Yeah. Stereotypes can be true. It can be true.
When many men look at this relationship, that is what they see. And a lot of modern women are looking at this relationship and being disgusted because, in a way, it's the complete inverse of the strong, independent woman they've been sold. They've been told they need to be. The modern woman crafted by modern Disney for modern audiences. Unlike the Hollywood-crafted modern woman, this woman does need her man. She is not strong and she's not independent, at least physically. This doesn't mean she's like an empty vessel with no thoughts or freedom. No, in fact, in the movie, Josie does roll away from him a few times. It is a fantasy not because of a power imbalance, but because the man has a tangible purpose, and the woman is willingly and lovingly.
It's a fantasy because both people are in love, which is kind of nowadays not so much the case. And it's very much a exchange thingy and nothing else. It's literally just a contract nowadays.
Letting him fulfill that purpose.
Because I can depend on you. I know that if I ever feel frightened, I can just reach out to you.
Men simply want something good to die for, to make it beautiful to live. This manifests in a lot of ways, but the most common is having a loving partner and or a family. Something unobtainable to many people nowadays. So yes, literally one of the most normal things ever is becoming a fantasy. Sad. Also, men will deny this, but they absolutely have a biological clock. It may not hit in your teens or your 20s, but one day you're going to have a dream. You have a
The biological clock is achieving things. That's the biological clock that we have.
little daughter making you pancakes with your wife in the morning.
That is the yeah, it is pretty much the biological clock is having a family. That is the biological clock. And achieving things and all that stuff.
And you're not going to be able to get it out of your head. And that is the male biological clock. Everything you do, the money you make working that grating 9-to-5 job, it will all be for something bigger and more important than yourself one day. You will come home to a warm and happy home, greeted by people who care about you, and love you, and rely on you, and everything will make sense then. Until then, you'll just be on the internet, being called a misogynist, for wanting something bigger and more important than yourself, for wanting something beautiful.
I'm on my way to that bigger thing. I am on my way. I'm on the path. Let's just hope that nothing gets in the way.
Beautiful and normal. And that is the average male fantasy. That and 3 hot chicks at once. Hell yeah, brother! Haha, you know what I'm saying? So that was that little video. Men in the comments, let me know. Am I correct? Is that the average male fantasy? Or is it not that deep? Men and women in the comments, what is your fantasy? And no, I don't mean that. I don't want to hear about how you want to be crushed by a 12-foot futa. That is between you and God, not you and ShoeOnHead. I mean, what is your ultimate dream? Do you want to travel the world? Do you want a nice big family one day? Do you want to own a farm? Do you want to live in a shed in the woods and make pipe bombs? Let me know in the comments and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye!
Mine is very simple. Just having a wife and a bunch of kids. A nice house, a dog, some quails, some pets. Everything. Everything. See the comments of the video? I mean, we can look at it real quick. Why not? Yeah, the comments are pretty normal. Average male fantasy, being appreciated. Wake up, take shit, get out of bed. I feel seen. These people's logic, a girl in a wheelchair is not eligible as a partner. That as well, yeah. They all agree. They all agree. They all do. They all do.